Okay, so earlier I was listening to this conversation on the radio about DDG and Halle Bailey and their kid. And it made me think about how whenever I had first had my child, it took me a long time to trust my baby daddy or send my child off by himself with my baby daddy. For the simple fact is, my baby daddy, his environment was not safe. Like, he always wanted to be with the homeboys. He always wanted to hang out, be part of the crowd. And I'm just like, okay, you got a kid. And see, I'm working. I done gave up on fun and everything. So when I'm not working, I'm at home taking care of my child. And then every once in a while, I figured out a way how to uh, flirt with people. I got me a little boyfriend or whatnot. He ended up stressing me out, cheating and all this extra shit and all that. But I go to say that I didn't go through postpartum early. I feel like I went through postpartum like later on because I was so busy and keeping myself busy and making sure that my child was good that I was just excited that I had a child. Like, cause in middle school and in high school, I remember I was just like, dang, I want a kid because I know that that kid is going to love me unconditionally, and you know, none of the crazy shit is gonna happen. So when I finally got my child, like, I went in mama bear mode. Like, my baby daddy, he was cool for me. We did the whole love thing. But when we had the child, I felt like he wasn't good for the child at the moment because he wanted the child around his homeboys because he wanted to show the child off like it was a football. And I'm just like, my nigga, y'all got guns over there, y'all smoking weed over there, y'all got Lord knows who and what around there. And like, he really in his head, he felt like, oh, that's my child, I could take my child. So like, sometimes I would have to get rowdy with him, and then he'll have like his friends and family, they trying to sympathize for him. You keeping him away from his child and da 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 this da da. That is not a safe environment for my child. I didn't have a father growing up, so this nigga either gonna be dead or he gonna be a bad influence on my child. And my child shouldn't have to be like, my child shouldn't have to know that. So I felt that I was keeping it safe and cool, calm, cool, collected until everybody got their shit together. He eventually grew up and like attempted to get his shit together, but it wasn't until after he had his second child with another woman where he was like, oh, I'm gonna be a super dad. I could do all this, that, and the 10. But it's like I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt for the simple fact is, you know, I don't want my child not to have his dad. But he acting like if we not together, then him and the kid not together. Or he always like, you starting shit with me, so I'm not gonna come around, this, that, and the 10. I'm like, bro, that shouldn't stop you from coming around your child if you wanted to be involved in your child's life. But no, you won't go hang out with your homeboys, this and 10. And then it's wild because we were still in school, and eventually his parents left, his people left him out here. So he ended up staying with me, and my thought frame was, okay, you the father of my child, I'm not gonna have you out in the streets looking stupid, being bummy, this, that, and the 10. So I'm working, I'm taking care of my child, I'm helping paying bills, and now I done picked up this nigga's debt. So I'm making sure he go to school, which he's not doing. I'm making sure he has some clean drawers and socks. Like, I'm like, okay, this is not my responsibility. And his people, they have yet to help me with my child. They didn't start helping with my child till my child was about 4 or 5. And that may be stretching it, but I don't have nothing against nobody. I did what I had to do. I got shit done. So um so yeah, it was just like, it was just a lot of confusion, and I'm just like, y'all talking about he the daddy, but he ain't doing daddy shit. Like, I know I ain't no daddy, and I ain't had no daddy, so I ain't had no example of that shit. But I don't think you're supposed to have your kids out with the drug dealers and stuff. You're not even able to buy a diaper and stuff, but you claim you out here working. Like, then when you do start working, you you buy money. You got money to buy other people other things, and give your child the bare minimum, and you think because you bought uh, a cover or something random, that shit was gonna fly. Like, just because you talk about your child does not mean you a good father. Just because you go around showing people your child and this, that, and the 10, that does not make you a worthy father. And it was times where me and my baby daddy, we would be arguing and stuff, and I'd be like, all right, just calm the fuck down, Destiny. Think about this logically and allow things to play out how they need to play out. So I would. Not all the time it worked, but it's just like, it was times where he would think that it's okay to have my child around people that didn't approve of me. If they don't approve of me, then they might mistreat my child. And you so focused on entertaining the adults around that you probably don't even know what the child really needs until it's too late, or until somebody done little boyed you into going to go handle your child. And it's just like, I was always in the headspace, if my child wasn't around me, that my child was not safe. So like, me and him always clashed, and I'm just like, bro, why you won't get your shit together so you can do right about your child? Like, you always talking about you won't be with me, but your motherfucking ass ain't got nothing going. I don't want you around my child, and you, like, you a temporary ass nigga. Like, you not somebody I see myself with. And then after you got all these kids and all this extra stuff, he had a lot of drama after me. Like, and I'm just like, damn, okay. So he got the baby mama drama and all this extra stuff. And I'm like, that ain't my business. And like, it hurt my feelings when he had another baby or whatever, because I was like, damn, I really wanted to have like a big family. I wanted to have kids. I wanted to have a husband, this, that, and 10. And I'm just like, this motherfucker is getting what I want, and he's not even grateful. And then he think he gonna start this other family and leave my child high and dry. Like, I was having all these thoughts, and my child, he's living in a worry-free life. I'm having all these different thoughts, and I'm just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna create what I want, like what I want for my child and for myself. So I'm sitting here finding these terrible ass relationships. I'm dealing with all these stupid ass jobs, but my bills is paid. My child got what he need. I'm okay. Like, then shit start falling off. He lost his daycare. Then I stopped being able to provide for him how I wanted to, like, abundantly. I had to start being like selective and having to actually depend on other people. And I'm just like, what the fuck happened? Like, I was doing so good with this independent mom thing and this, that, and the 10. Like, I knew I couldn't curse nobody out. I knew I couldn't flip nobody's script. In the times I was feeling low, like, well, I didn't want to be here no more, I'm like, I'm not leaving my child here with these crazy ass people, so I need to get my head together. Like, I was like, no. Even on my bad day, I gotta stay, because ain't nobody finna get in my child way. So I just always was like having to fight those inner thoughts while physically fighting the actual people and shit. Because it was times where I had to put my hands on my baby daddy. Like, it was times where I wanted to put my hands on women, and it's just like, not even behind him, but because people felt like they had room to disrespect me. and I'm like, y'all really on thin ice. Because I don't even respect myself. So at this point, I will whoop the fuck out of you behind my respect because I'm trying to figure out how the fuck to get respect. So, so yeah, I'm just like, it's not even. I was just listening to that go back to the conversation. I was just listening to about that Halle and DDG situation, and I'm just like, it could be plenty of reasons why she didn't approve of that or this, that, and the 10. Like, I understand that they was doing, posting him all the time, but it's like when you separate, you don't know who this person is behind closed doors. Like, you don't know who this person is when you're not around. So it's just like, from all the data I collect and how I'm observing people moving and stuff, it's just like anything is possible. Like, just imagine if I was to send my child off with his daddy when he was young. Like, his daddy doing better now, I'm assuming. Like, it's not the best. It could be better, but it's just like, it's better than it was when we was teenagers and this, that, and the 10. So it's just like, why would you want to risk sending your child off? Because men, they get around other men and they like to show off. They really like to see which dick is bigger type shit. Like, who's the most aggressive, who's the most ignorant, like who could get the highest, who could do the dumbest shit, who could take the most lean. Like, then they won't talk about who could get the most girls. Like, my baby daddy, he got a homeboy that got like 19 kids, and I'm gonna say about 15, like 15 maybe the actual number, or 17, I don't know, but this baby still got kids, and he's still doing it, making them this, that, and that. And I'm just like, y'all are so ungrateful because y'all making kids in all these spread out ass homes and all this, and don't nobody really love the child because y'all can't spend time with the child to grow the child. Like, these temporary ass, like 3-hour visits, like, that don't secure your position with your child. Like, that's just fun to them. That's just entertainment to them. And I would be like, and it would also upset me because my son, he loves his daddy. So, like, even when he was younger, I'm sitting here busting my ass, doing all I need to do, making sure don't nobody see the struggle in my life. And my son always talking about dada this, dada that, daddy, I want my daddy this, that, and the 10. And I'm just like, damn, I ain't doing what I need to do. Like, but I'm also, in my child's life, I have to be the father, I have to be the mother, I have to be the villain and the good guy. So it's just like, the child also sees that. So when the daddy is just like the nice guy all the time, it makes him look like a better place to be. But the child don't understand that they not doing nothing but making sure you exist. like they just making sure you exist. Like, I used to want to give my last breath for my child, and I'm just like, he loved his dad so much, and that's okay, and I don't mind. I still don't mind giving my last breath for my child, but I also had to understand that I'm not living for my child. Like, he is part of the living experience, but I have to know who I am and be confident and respectful of who I am when I'm not a mother, or I'm not, like, in those environments of how do I want to say this? When I'm in those stereotypical environments and the chaos starts to, like, brew, I don't. I had to know who the fuck I was. I had to like I have to be able to be like, okay, yes, I know I need to make sure I'm good for my child, but at the end of the day, I need to make sure I'm good for myself. And eventually, it it got to the point where I was like, okay, I would be paranoid about if something happened to my child, because I'm like, if something happened to my child, I don't know what the world gonna get out of me, because I didn't put so much of my life into worrying about my child. And you see, I'm about to get emotional because I'm just like, yes, like who am I when I am not a child? I mean, when I am not a mother, because I used to be a child. I didn't get to have those experiences, and it's just like I have fun with him, through him, with the different experiences that I want to. So I just be like, I don't play about me, so I'm not gonna play about him, because we are literally the same person. That's the young me. Like, yeah. So he'll be just so in love with the existence of his daddy, and I'm just like, okay, well, I guess while he's in that illusion, I could be trying to get my shit together. Maybe he'll eventually love me a lot also. But it was never like love me more type deal. It's just like, make sure your love is reciprocated. Like, don't just be, I always like tell my child, like, don't just be going around caring about people and shit. Like, like I do enough of that for everybody. Like, you just live your life. Like, don't fall into no sucker shit. Make sure you always on your toes. And I'm just like, I don't want my child to have to grow up so early, but I don't want him to fall, get stuck in this same age bracket, and his body just grows, but his soul doesn't. So he don't understand, and he don't develop correctly into the strong, independent warrior God he is. And I'm just like, ugh, I gotta figure this shit out. But I was like beefing with my baby daddy. That shit was not gonna get nowhere. It was like he would always blame it on me, and then would be like, I'm not coming around, da 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 da. And I'm just like, bro, it's not even about me and you. Come tend to your child. Like, I would be staying with my mama them, because I had my son at 17, of course. So I'm staying with my mama them. I'm working at Domino's. I'm paying my little bills. I'm still going to school, and I'm taking care of a child. And like, I got the babysitter because I had NCI, so I was getting like daycare and all that. Like, I had like little systems in place that helped me, what is it called, that helped me in the process. But eventually those systems failed, and they disappointed, and I was just like, I don't even want to be part of the system. Like, I don't want to have to depend on other people to make sure I got what I need and this, that, or 10. But shit happened. Shit fucking happened. And everything, it was just one fall after the other, and every time I felt like I was getting back up on my feet, I would fall back down. And I'm just like, my child is not supposed to be seeing this. And then at one point, it started looking like my baby daddy life was getting a little bit better than mine. You know, he had his family going on. He done had him a second child with this girl. They done got them another apartment, you know, and they doing all they thing and this, that, and the 10. So now my child got brothers and stuff he could go hang out with. And I'm thinking, because there's other children in the perimeter, that of course it's going to be safe. And you know, he actually started buying stuff for my kid and actually started like involving himself. But it was really him trying to show out for the other baby mama, like, oh, I'm a super dad. Like, I do this shit. Like, And I would let him have it because I'm just like, it's nothing even nothing to fight about. Like, just respect my child, respect me, and we gonna go about our ways. So, like, because at one point his baby mama didn't like me, and I wasn't letting my child over there, because if you don't like the mother, then I don't feel like it'll be a safe place for the child to be. Then y'all start like, it just wasn't working out for me. Like, mentally, it wasn't working out. And he would always be like, well, this is where I stand, this is my family, da, 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 da. You gonna keep him away from this? Yeah. Until it's a motherfucking trusted environment, yeah. I'm gonna do all it and more. Like, I done put too much into this fucking child for anybody to play with him or play with me. Like, this is me. Like, I appreciate your help, but this is me. That's mine right there. Like, don't play with him. I'm not gonna play bottom. And like, it was, yeah. And it's funny because he looked like me and his daddy, but most days he looked like his daddy. And then I'm just like, I don't even have no beef with the way my child look. I don't have no beef with his daddy. So, like, that don't be throwing me off or nothing. I just know that my child is handsome. Like, when I was talking to his daddy, I used to think his daddy was handsome. So, my child looked like his daddy. I don't think his daddy handsome anymore. But my child, as my child developed into the genes that he was given, he is stunning. My child is a goddamn prize. My child is a trophy. Like, he is a beautiful young man. And ain't nobody gonna take that from him. Ain't nobody gonna take away his joy. Ain't nobody gonna take away his freedom. Ain't nobody gonna take away his happiness and joy are the same thing. Ain't nobody gonna take away nothing from him, except for his worries. That's how I feel. So, yeah, I get exactly where she coming from. Like, cause men are weird, boys are weird. Like, their mindset is just very much selfish, very much like, for all you know, that man had hoes downstairs that they was talking to. For all you know, all these different kind of women and men and different random ass people was touching all on her baby. Like, men do shit selfishly. They don't think about the bigger picture, and they damn sure don't give a fuck what the woman think or how the woman feel. Like, it's like, oh, because she don't like it, I know I'm finna do it. And some of them think like that. It's a terrible way to exist, bro. Men are so selfish. Selfish and simple-minded. But I love of money. But excuse me. It's gonna get better though. You heard that beat? It's gonna get better than the beat. Yeah, it's gonna get better though. I'm promising you better though. My fans saying let them go. If that's a question of my love, baby, you got it. It don't belong to anyone but you, yeah. If there's a question of my love, ooh, you got it. Don't worry, I got plans for you. Baby, I've been making plans. Oh, baby. Baby, I've been making plans for you. Yeah. The realest shit I ever wrote. But no, I would. And I remember at one time, one point, I was just like, because my whole spiritual journey started because I didn't want to have to be like such a mean mom for shit to happen. I didn't want to like feel like I was in the past when I was disciplining my child for things he was doing in the present. Like, I didn't want to have none of those emotions. I'm just like, bro, I want to be the best for my child. Damn, girl, you got a wet mouth. Like, I'm just like, bro, I could do it. I could be the best for my child. And at first, I had bought this book, and it was called I think about how to. It was a parenting book. It was how to not yell at your child or something like that. I didn't even read the book, but the fact that I felt that I needed the book, I felt that it was a problem. And then after I had so much trouble in love, and I was like, oh nah, this ain't gonna work for me. I was just like, okay, so I don't want to read this book by this white man, and I'm not giving up on my child. So I just overall had to figure it out. And how do I want to say this? This is lavender. But I didn't want my child to resent me or hate me or some shit. So I was overall like, okay, I need to fix myself. Like, I'm hearing you so angry and this, that, and the 10. But then the last time me and my sister had got into our little encounter, our little altercation, I was just like, okay, well, maybe I am a little too angry, this, that, and the 10. I need to pray about it. I need to go zen about it. I need to figure some shit out why I'm so angry. And then, so I went in to fix myself, because when I presented myself better and like a little bit lighter and was trying to do my shit, yeah, everybody wasn't a fan of it. I guess they didn't believe me because I was always so chaotic naturally, and then whenever I tried to dial the shit back, somebody would just like antagonize me, poke at the bear, and then it's just like a random ass explosive energy, a random ass Destiny done flipped the script. I done proved to them that I wasn't who I said I was. I'm not. The anger is not gone. This, that, and the 10. But it's just like, when you poke at the bear, you piss somebody off, they're bound to get angry. So I had to understand that I wasn't falling. I was just reacting in the moment versus waiting. And then I had to also understand that why I was angry, how I was angry, who I was angry at. It was just a lot. And I'm just like, but I'm going to do what I need to do because I want my child to be good. I want to have more children. So if this anger, this hatred, if that's what's stopping me, it got to go. I was like, it got to go. That's whenever I start learning about all that spiritual stuff, like the Egyptians and Ma'at and all that. I started learning about the Orishas, Oya, and all of them, and the angels. I started to, I don't want to say understand the Bible, but I understood it. Like, I was like, okay, so I could get there if I get my shit together. Like I could find a form of peace. Is everybody talk about this Bible and how you read it, you feel it, and then from time to time I would, but I always felt like the Bibles I was reading, I was like, why is it no women? Like, why the women sound so crazy, or just like sound gullible and did that? I'm like, the women just sound like they was struggling till somebody came to save their life. I'm just like, why? Like, why? Why are the women so incapable of getting their shit together? Like, it was like one thing I had read was these two sisters, aka daughters of the man. They got the man drunk, and they end up punching the man. And then the other sister, she was like, well, there's not people in the area, so I think they was like out in the forest or whatever. And she was like, I too want to conceive and this kind of thing. So they got the dad drunk again and end up having sex with him, intercourse with him again. I'm just like, what is going on here? And I'm like, what the? I'm like, is this what's in here? Like, all I know is that I was just like, I understood before that, like from the days that I was in church, I understood that something that I always said with me was that Jesus hung with the killers and the drug dealers. That's all I know. That's all I would be confident in, was that Jesus hung with the drug killers and the drug dealers. Like, it was a judgment-free zone if you were here to get your shit together. If you were, of course they had a Judith, because everybody got a snake in their garden. So it was just really about who, what, and why. But I did read a few stories where I was like, okay, this is happening to me currently. Like, I can relate to this. And it was basically Nephim, if I'm not saying his name incorrect. But basically, he was told by the angels or God that he needed to get his family and move. And they really wasn't like the most understanding. They really tried to like little boy him all the time. So I'm just like, yeah, that's what I be going through. Like, people stay trying to have me fucked up. Stay trying to little boy me. It was just, I ain't like that. And then I forgot what else had happened. But the brothers end up getting a visit from the angel, and was like, y'all need to listen to him. Y'all need to do as he said. And then they tried to like get the act together and all that. I may be saying that a little wrong, but yeah, like, I was like, why are the women just extras? Like, it didn't make sense to me. And I did hear about the Ruth story and the Esther story. Sarah, she eventually had children. But I'm just like, it was all about the men. I'm just like, I had to look for my space of a woman, places of a woman. Like, But this is a man's world, and it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl. This is a man's world. Yes, it is. This is a man's world. But not in my world. Equal opportunities over here. But it should definitely have a beautiful lady as the president of this world. Beautiful woman, smart woman, a God-loving woman. This video done went everywhere. I know, but gotta get that off my chest like Angela Yee.